Warning: the following video contains strong language that may be offensive to some viewers and/or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Did you hear about what happened? Crazy.
True crime. We online.
Come check us out.
Tune in. It's about to go down.
So we at
True crime. Based on real life events. Every story has two sides.
telling the truth, who telling them lies?
Them on me, anybody with eyes, they can see that this the truth that I am speaking. Blood leaking, what's the reason? No remorse for the family. Where's the justice? We need peace. Another plot twist this deep. Got me on the edge of my
I wonder what's gonna happen next.
Welcome, dear listeners, to another episode of Murder and Cocktails, where true crime meets mixology. I'm your host, Nicole Mitchell-Colley, and I'm here with my fabulous co-host, Lachelle Walker.
Hey, everybody!
In today's episode, we explore the heartbreaking and complex case of Lorenzen Wright, a beloved Memphis basketball star whose life was tragically cut short in 2010. Lorenzen's murder sent shockwaves through the community as details emerged of a shocking betrayal and a cold-blooded plot that left the family grieving and the city in sorrow. Join us as we unravel the events leading up to Lorenzen's death, the investigation that followed, and the quest for justice that continues to resonate today. But before we begin, we want to remind y'all that this episode discusses graphic content and may not be suitable for all audiences. So, grab your favorite libation and let's raise a glass to a murderously good time. But first, we have some true crime news.
Tonight, we're taking you to Georgia, where a horrifying case has emerged involving the tragic death of a 3-month-old baby boy. Authorities have charged the infant's mother and 2 other adults with murder after the baby was found in a chilling and heartbreaking condition. It all unfolded in the early hours of Tuesday, August 6th, when Richmond County Sheriff's deputies were called to the Budget Inn Hotel of Gordon Highway, responding to what was reported as an unknown situation. What they discovered was far worse than they could have imagined. Inside of one of the rooms, 3-month-old Josiah Noel Wright was found, wrapped in a wet blanket and placed in a car seat right next to an air conditioning unit set to a frigid 61 degrees. The baby's mother, 19-year-old September Diaz Wright, 42-year-old Lamisha Diana Wright, and 39-year-old Benny Antonio Nash, were reportedly lounging on a couch and bed in the same room. Despite being rushed to Wellstar MCG Health, little Josiah was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. The cause? Hypothermia and a respiratory failure, according to authorities. Hypothermia, as noted by the Cleveland Clinic, can set in rapidly, especially in babies who lose heat more quickly due to their small size and high surface area relative to their weight. The tragic senseless death has led to the arrest of all 3 adults. They now face charges of a second-degree cruelty to a child and second-degree murder. As the investigation continues, the details of this case leave a community in shock and a nation questioning how something so horrific could happen. Remember, if you ever suspect a child is in danger, don't hesitate to act. The Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline is available 24/7 at 1-800-422-4453 or www.childhelp.org. Every call is confidential and could make the difference between life and death. If you have any thoughts or comments on today's story, please reach out to us on social media or through our website. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. This case is very, as we said, horrifying and disturbing. 61 degrees. I know it's hot outside. It's not that hot. There's so many questions here.
My thing is, why What just happened to just giving up your children if you did not want them?
There's so many drop-off locations.
Fire departments, police stations, hospitals.
Yep.
No questions asked.
At all. You will not get in trouble.
And she made the decision to allow poor little Josiah suffer. Some people just aren't meant to be parents. I'm sorry to say that.
Oh, no.
It's true. It's true. I mean, 19 years old, she young.
But then you had a 42-year-old and a 39-year-old in there that knew that,
Yeah.
I know that they say the brain is not fully developed until you're 25 or whatever. But once you become a mother, all that shit kicks in. I don't care what anyone says. I was a teen mom. I was always aware of what was going on with my baby. Like, if I had to turn up the air because the baby was cold, that's fine. I can take off my layers, whatever. Baby's hot, whatever. It's not about you anymore, or whatever fun you want to have, or whatever the fuck is going on. It's not about you anymore.
No, absolutely not. I mean, like, I had Amina when I was 20. Same age my mom had me. And like you said, it was not about me anymore. Like, her dad was taking me through it. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to allow her to see this.
You still protected her by any means necessary.
And did, and will, and have. Like, I've cut off people because of things they've done to my child.
Hypothermia. Wow.
I've almost come to blows with people over my child.
Got to.
And I will.
I had a recent incident. I'm not going to say what, but yes. I always say, don't ever let it come to my child. Find something safe to do.
Facts. Find something safe to do. Because if I come, can't nobody call me off. Not even my mama.
Nobody. The Lord is going to have to reach down here himself. Okay.
He might pull up a seat. Here it is.
She said okay now.
Said it.
He gotta pop out and be like, look, she warned y'all. She warned y'all.
Exactly.
And now I'm here to watch. Live and in person.
With the popcorn. I really like to know, like, what he, like, what the is his commentary like Snoop Dogg's commentary? Because Snoop Dogg done had me cracking up at these Olympics.
Probably. He's like, yeah, he's probably sitting there like, yeah, they were warned, and
she out there. She told y'all she was for the streets.
I messed around and I found out.
Right. Don't do that.
Just going King James on him.
Oh shit. Can only imagine. Just get the powder in his hands and just go.
No, I'm talking about the OG Bible.
Oh.
You going OG Bible on them. The old King James version.
Wrong King James. Whoops.
Still though. That too. Powder your hands up.
Right. Yeah. Powder them hands up.
Start bopping people. Bop. Bop. I always picture myself now that I'm this age, I'm like, I hope I don't have to get into a fight with anyone ever because it's gonna hurt the next day. But I'm like, I'd probably hit them and be like, meep meep meep. Like just because we watch so much TikTok and Instagram, you can be hitting them like meep meep.
Just knocking the coins out of motherfuckers. Oh Lord. I'm dating myself. It's okay. I'm a sexy 38. Thank you very much.
Hey.
Oh. So, here we are. On July 28th, 2010, the skeletal remains of Lorenzen Wright, a former NBA basketball player and local basketball icon, were discovered in a secluded wooded area near a golf course in Memphis, Tennessee. His disappearance had been reported several days earlier by his mother, Deborah Marion, who became increasingly concerned when her son, known for his close ties to family, failed to make contact. This grim discovery marked the tragic end of a search that had gripped the local community, a community where Wright had once been celebrated for his contributions both on and off the basketball court. Lorenzen Vern Gain Wright was born on November 4th, 1975 in Oxford, Mississippi. The sip! He moved to Memphis as a teenager, where his towering 6'11" frame and natural talent quickly made him a star on the basketball court. Wright's journey from local high school phenom to professional athlete began when he was selected 7th overall in the 1996 NBA draft by the Los Angeles Clippers. Over his 13-year career, Wright played for several teams including the Atlanta Hawks, Sacramento Kings, and Cleveland Cavaliers. However, it was during his 5-year tenure with the Memphis Grizzlies that he truly became a hometown hero. Despite his fame and success, Wright's personal life was fraught with challenges. His marriage to Sherra Wright, whom he met while still in high school, had become increasingly troubled over the years. The couple shared 7 children, and while they lived in affluence, their relationship was marred by infidelity, financial difficulties, and personal tragedy. In 2003, their infant daughter, Sierra Simone Wright, died unexpectedly from sudden infant death syndrome, a loss that devastated both parents. By 2010, their marriage had ended, with Lorenza and Sherra finalizing their divorce in February of that year. Just 5 months later, Lorenzen Wright would be dead. According to the autopsy, released 4 months after his body was found, Wright had been shot 5 times, twice in the head, twice near the heart, and once in his forearm. His body, badly decomposed, had been lying in the Memphis heat for 9 days before police cadaver dogs discovered it. The brutal nature of the crime shocked the community, and speculation quickly arose about who could have committed such a heinous act. During the initial investigation, Sherra Wright told police that Lorenzen had left her home in Collierville, Tennessee, late on July 18, 2010, supposedly to conduct a drug deal. She claimed that he was carrying a large sum of money and was accompanied by 2 unidentified men. Sherra's account painted a picture of Lorenzen as a man involved in dangerous dealings, but his friends and family vehemently denied these claims, insisting that Wright was not involved in drugs or any criminal activity. Smells a little fishy.
Fishy, fishy.
Fishy, fishy.
Captain D's fishy?
Yeah.
It's not good.
No, not at all. 7 children, though?
That
That's
really doesn't
that's a
surprise
lot of
me because
kids. That's a lot of kids.
I come from a big family, so like 20. I have 23 aunts and uncles, so nothing really like.
My
I
family's
have yet to
small.
find anyone to beat mine yet.
Dang. Nope.
Not in this
Ooh.
day and age.
No, definitely not.
Is it time to have drinks?
It is.
Woohoo! All right. It's time for our favorite segment, Sip and Solve. Grab your shakers and glasses because we're about to mix up a drink that perfectly complements today's mysteries, dark twists, and turns. Today's featured cocktail is the Prison Bitch. Let me say that again. Today's featured cocktail is the Prison Bitch. You heard it right. I had to say it twice. Courtesy of Terry Stewart from Savannah Park, Maryland. Here's how you can concoct this intriguing libation. 1 ounce of amaretto, 1 ounce of triple sec, 1 ounce of vodka, 2 ounces of cranberry juice, and 2 ounces of orange juice. Instructions. Fill a cocktail shaker with 3/4 full of ice. Pour amaretto, triple sec, vodka, cranberry juice, and orange juice into a cocktail shaker. Shake to combine, pour into a glass, and enjoy. I'm gonna try this.
Yeah.
Like, Prison Bitch? I love crazy names for drinks, and
I saw one today that was called Fuck My Life. I'm like, yeah, I want that.
that might be my new favorite drink. Might need to change it on the website. If y'all see a change, that's what happened.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh. On the night of his disappearance, shortly after midnight on July 19th, 2010, a 911 call was made from Wright's cell phone. The dispatcher who received the call only heard gunshots before the line went dead. Wright was unable to give his name or location, as 11 gunshots are heard before the call cuts out. It took days for authorities to learn that it was Wright who made the call. Despite the urgency of the situation, the call was not immediately followed up on, a delay that would be later criticized by Wright's family and the public. The call, made from a remote area in southeast Memphis, provided crucial evidence, but it would take years before the full story behind Wright's murder came to light. Take a listen to the 911 call.
Hi, Georgetown 911, where's your emergency? Hello? 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 Son, I have nothing but gunshots. Hello? Hello?
Crazy, right?
Chilling.
As the investigation unfolded, Sherra Wright's story began to unravel. Lorenzen's mother, Deborah Marion, never believed Sherra's account and consistently voiced her suspicions to the police. Marion believed that Sherra had orchestrated the murder, driven by greed and a desire to prevent Lorenzen from moving on with his life. After the divorce, Lorenzen had started to distance himself from Sherra, and Marion was convinced that Sherra couldn't accept that her ex-husband was ready to move on. Despite these suspicions, it took several years for investigators to build a solid case against Sherra. Darren Goods, a veteran detective with the Memphis Police Department who would later retire in 2021, was one of the lead investigators who worked tirelessly to connect the dots. Goods described Sherra as a cold-hearted, manipulative killer who had carefully planned her ex-husband's murder. According to Goods, Sherra had been a person of interest from the moment Wright's body was found, but it took years to gather enough evidence to bring charges against her. In December 2017, more than 7 years after Lorenzen's murder, Sherra Wright was arrested at her home in Riverside, California, and extradited to Memphis. She was charged with first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and an attempted first-degree murder. The arrest marked a significant breakthrough in the case, but it also raised many questions about why it had taken so long for justice to be served. Prosecutors alleged that Sherra had not acted alone. They accused her of recruiting her cousin, Jimmy Martin, and her lover, Billy Ray Turner, to help carry out the murder. Martin, who had been convicted in 2012 of the second-degree murder of his girlfriend, Martha Jean Bounds, became a key witness in the case. In exchange for a reduced sentence, Martin provided detailed testimony about the plot to kill Lorenzen Wright. He claimed that Sherra and Turner had initially planned to kill Wright in Atlanta, but failed in their attempt. On the night of July 18, 2010, they lured Wright to a wooded area near a golf course in Memphis, a location that had sentimental value to the couple as it was a place they had previously used as a lover's lane. According to Martin's testimony, both Sherra and Turner were armed and both fired the shots that killed Lorenzen. After the murder, the trio disposed of the murder weapon in a lake in Walnut, Mississippi. Martin's testimony was corroborated by cell phone records and other circumstantial evidence, leading to the recovery of the murder weapon in November 2017, years after the initial search had failed to locate it. Okay, my question is, if she was a person of interest initially, why did they not do a gunpowder residue test?
Very, very curious because, in that area, they typically do, That is like the first 48 big area.
Right, so my next question is, how long does that last on your body? Because they didn't find his body until 9 days later.
Hold that thought. I'm supposed to know that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to just throw out 6 to 8 hours.
Are you serious?
So,
that's a short amount of time. In March 2022, a jury found Billy Ray Turner guilty of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and attempted first-degree murder. He was sentenced to life in prison, plus an additional 41 years. Despite his conviction, Turner maintained his innocence, even granting an interview from prison in which he claimed that he was wrongfully convicted based on emotional biases rather than solid evidence. Sherra Wright, meanwhile, took a different approach. In July 2019, she pleaded guilty to facilitation to commit first-degree murder and facilitation to commit attempted first-degree murder. She was sentenced to 30 years in prison, a sentence that many, including Lorenzen's mother, felt was too lenient. Marion, who has been a relentless advocate for her son, expressed her disappointment in the plea deal, believing that Sherra deserved life in prison for her role in the murder. Despite her conviction, Sherra continued to deny her involvement in the murder. In a phone interview with ESPN in 2021, she claimed that she had been wrongfully accused and that she had no part in Lorenzen's death. However, the evidence against her was compelling, including phone records that placed her near the crime scene and the testimony of Jimmy Martin, who claimed that Sherra had confessed to him that she and Turner had shot Lorenzen. In May 2022, Sherra Wright appeared before the Tennessee Board of Parole, seeking an early release after serving just 15% of her sentence. During the hearing, Sherra expressed remorse for what happened to her ex-husband, but continued to deny her involvement in the murder. Her request for parole was denied, with her next hearing being scheduled for 2027. If she serves her full sentence, Sherra would be 75 years old when she is released. Deborah Marion has vowed to attend every one of Sherra's parole hearings to ensure that she serves her full sentence. Marion believes that Sherra has never told the full truth about her role in Lorenzen's murder and remains determined to see justice done for her son. Lorenzen Wright's life and death left an indelible mark on the city of Memphis. As a professional basketball player, he was celebrated for his talent and dedication to the sport. As a person, he was loved by his family and friends for his kind heart and generous spirit. His tragic and untimely death shocked the community and left many questions unanswered. While justice has been served in the courts, the pain of his loss continues to resonate with those who knew and loved him. Today, Lorenzen Wright is remembered not just as a basketball star, but as a symbol of resilience and tragedy. His story reminds us of the complexities of human relationships and the devastating consequences that can arise when greed and jealousy take hold. Despite the years that have passed since his death, Lorenzen's legacy lives on in the hearts of those who continue to fight for justice in his name. Your enthusiasm for true crime and mixology makes each episode truly special. As we close out, don't forget to follow us on social media for the latest updates and join the conversation with #MurderandCocktails. Stay tuned for more captivating crime stories and delicious cocktail pairings. And if you enjoyed today's episode, show us some love by leaving a review. Your feedback fuels our creativity and keeps the stories flowing. Remember to visit our website, truecrimemeetsmixology.com, for the week's cocktail recipe, Prison Bitch, inspired by today's episode, and to check out our favorite things. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and keep those glasses full. Cheers to the mysteries that keep us coming back for more.
Ooh, that show was good. I can't wait for the next one to come out. Binging on the podcast. Hope true crime never run out. What's gonna happen in the next episode? Nobody don't know. I'm in suspense. This get intense. No turning back now. I'm all in. True crime. We online. Tune in. It's about to go down. True crime based on real life events. Every story has two sides.